How's it going, everybody? All right, we're going to do another Marvel Legends today. Today we are looking at Vance Astro. Disclaimer right off the get-go, I have no idea who this character is. I've seen him on the cover of a couple of Guardians of the Galaxy comics recently. I assume he's a part of the team now. I don't know his backstory. I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be in the same boat as me. So he's going to be pretty brutal, or at least I'm going to be pretty brutal on him because I don't care for him. So yeah, there's going to be a bias, just for a heads up. Okay, so let's take a look at him. I'm going to hit the camera there for a second. Okay, so he comes with a Captain America shield, which, yep, whatever. You're thinking right off the bat, ooh, pretty blue paint. Yeah, that's pretty nice, except for there's a problem. You can tell that the head, shoulder, hands, boot, and foot are all molded in this nice pearlized blue. But then the rest of the pieces that are blue, the calf, also this upper thigh is casted in that pearlized blue. But then the rest is painted. You can even see a smudge mark here. It's in white, so you can see that this was painted over. Gives it this nice variance of blue. So it doesn't look the same throughout. You can see where it changes between the neck and the head. Maybe it doesn't show up on camera as well, but trust me, when you have the figure in hand, you can just see it come through abundantly clear that this is like a glossy metallic blue, while this is a pearlized blue. It's sloppy work. It's very disappointing when you have something like this come through, where you can see that this is painted white onto this, while this is white with the blue painted onto it. So that makes it look really sloppy, in my opinion. Because if it had been done with all the pearlized blue throughout, I think it would make the character look a lot better. Even if you don't know who the character is, I think you would be a little bit more inclined to be like, oh, he's pretty cool looking. He's got this nice throughout look to him. And you would say, oh, well, maybe that's just his costume or his uniform, and the pearlized blue is his actual body parts. But it doesn't work because it's a boot down here. If this was like a bare foot, maybe that would work. But the fact that this is a boot that leads into here doesn't work. Joints are a bit tight, so be careful that you don't want to snap anything if you want to actually keep this character. Some scuffing on the emblem here. So there's a little bit of paint showing through. So if you actually want this character to look nice, you might want to check your emblem. Other than that, oh yeah, also right here, you can see that there's something wrong with this mold. Like the back piece and the front piece aren't designed at the same time. Because I can take my fingernail right here and I can just put my fingernail right onto this separation. Typically, when you do a mold, you can see it on the camera as it zooms in and out. See that blue in between? That means that basically the mold is not lined up properly. There you go. You can see it perfectly right there. See how it's not lined up? Not lined up on this side either. Which is that's just shoddy work right there. This should be seamless right here. This should be seamless over here. This is one of those cases where they, Hasbro decides, oh, we want this character in there and we want to make people buy him. So we're going to put a piece of the Build-A-Figure in there. We're going to make you buy him. And next thing you know, he's the one that's going to be sitting on the shelves. He's the one that you're going to see on Amazon.com for $10 in about a month's time. Nobody's going to want him. People who just want the Guardians of the Galaxy from the movie are just going to pick them up. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. They could have filled this spot with so many other characters that it's such a waste of space. They could have put another Rocket in there for all that matters. That's based on the movie, the new movie coming out, like a different costume, even if it was a repaint. I think people would be more happy with that because they might have missed the first run of Rocket. Excuse me, I'm just, when I get angry, I just get so angry about this kind of shit. Ooh, yeah, cursed, that's right. Yeah, I'm not impressed by him. I just don't like the fact that they do this kind of stuff all the time. They constantly throw in this one character that nobody likes, or that nobody really cares about. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there that are like, oh man, I've been wanting for a character, I want him. And that's great for that small niche. But I'm sure that it probably the majority of people would have rather seen somebody else, seen a Nebula figure, which we haven't had yet from the movies. Ronan from the first movie would have been better than this guy. Maybe they have ideas as to what to do with this head mold or something on him. It all looks like reused parts anyway. So this is a lazy one from Marvel Legends. Always, well, not always, but typically, in most ways, there's one dud, and I think this is the first dud I've come through with this series so far. Yep, not impressed. Easy pass if you're not trying to build the figure. If you are trying to build the figure, you're going to be stuck with them. Try to unload them quickly if you don't want them. Other than that, if you have the patience, my advice to you, wait. Keep an eye on him on Amazon. Keep an eye on him on Walmart.com. He's going to go down in price. Nobody's going to want him after about a month's time. Everybody who built the Build-A-Figure is going to build them, and they're going to try to unload them for $5 or $10. Maybe he's good for customizers, but for me, if he didn't have that Build-A-Figure piece, I would have said easy pass. So, good luck if you want them. Save your money if you can. Be patient if you can. And happy hunting.